Are you pumped to go backpacking but don't want to make any of the rookie mistakes that'll leave you cold or stranded or ruin your trip? Well, I got good news for you. My name is Wes with Daddoesadventure, and today we are talking the top 6 mistakes that I see for first-time backpackers. The first mistake that's super common is wearing cotton as an undershirt while you hike. While it's pretty typical to wear a cotton t-shirt when you're hiking and you have a heavy pack on your back, there's a high opportunity to sweat, and most backpacking trips are ending somewhere cool or cold, and now you have a wet t-shirt and it's gonna be really hard to get dry in the backcountry. So generally speaking, avoid cotton. It's not the most ideal material to hike in. Number 2 is only bringing 1 pair of socks, and I can tell you from many years of backpacking, having wet socks or a hole in my sock will absolutely ruin your trip. So do yourself a favor and bring an extra pair of socks. Number 3 is not having redundancy with light. So for the most part, you're probably gonna have a headlamp, but something that I do, I have 2 different types of redundancy. I will either have a tent lamp, and if a tent lamp's not your thing, you can easily find a single AAA mini light that only weighs an ounce or 2. Number 4, and this one's a really big one because it comes back to safety and risk, and that's water purification redundancy. I personally bring a water filter to filter out my water while on trail or at camp, but I also take some iodine tablets, and if in the event my filter stops working and I absolutely have to get myself some filtered water. There are other methods. You can boil water. I have a friend that actually uses bleach and knows the amount of bleach per gallon of water. That's a little bit of a riskier method, but to each their own. But the point being is always have redundancy with water purification. The 5th mistake that's super common, that's easy to avoid, is navigation redundancy. While map apps like All Trails or Onyx are super convenient and fantastic, and I use them, it is extremely wise to bring a secondary source of navigation, whether that be a Garmin, InReach, or some other secondary GPS, or a paper map, or a printed page of the area you're going to. It's a great idea to make sure that if your phone dies or breaks, you have some way to navigate through the area you're in. The 6th mistake that I see that's super common for beginning backpackers is to go into the backcountry without any medical supplies. You are the one that's going to determine what is right for you, whatever mix of medication, bandages, and other items, that's going to be a very personal decision, but going into the backcountry with a plan if there's a cut or a fall or any type of situation where you're going to need some basic medication. I like Adventure medical kits. They're waterproof, super light, designed for these types of activities, and they generally think of everything, but I've seen folks put together a really inexpensive kit by going to their local Walmart, and that's an option too. But for the safety of you and your party, don't go into the backcountry without any medical supplies. So there you have it. Those are my 6 tips to avoid being a backpacking noob and getting yourself into trouble. I hope this has helped. If it has, I would sure love it if you hit the subscribe button, and thanks for coming along for today's Monday in Review.